right? So here what we consider is a multi-level feedback queue. That means the available multiple level queues are connected to each other, right? So how it is connected I explained here. So there are three queues, Q0, Q1 and Q2. Q0 is round robin with 8 milliseconds, right? Q1 again round robin with 12 milliseconds. Q2 is first come first serve, right? So when we consider this multi-level feedback queues, so first a process will arrive to the Q0, right? And then it will get the first chance for 8 milliseconds. If the process cannot complete, then that process will be put back to Q1, which that process will have another 12 milliseconds for execution, right? Even still that process cannot complete, then it will be put back into Q2. So in Q2 it is first come first serve. That means any process is guaranteed to be completed, right? Because it is first come first serve. So that is how a process will be connected throughout the queue. So that is why this is called as a multi-level feedback queue. So when a process cannot complete, it will be put back to the next level of the queue structure, right? So that is the situation, right? And the priority will be given to the processors in Q0. So if there's no processors available in Q0, then only the processors in Q1 will get the chance, right? So if Q0 and Q1 both are empty, then Q2 will get the chance. So that is the situation in this multi-level feedback queue, right? So we'll see how we initiate the set of queues. So it is like this, right? So first a process will be put back into Q0, which will run for 8 milliseconds. All the processors available in Q0 will get a chance of 8 milliseconds. If a process cannot complete, then it will be put back into Q1, which each process will have 16 milliseconds. So still if that process cannot complete, then it will be put back to Q2, which is first come first serve. So any queue where it is having first come first serve, a process is guaranteed to complete, right? Because whenever a process comes to the ready queue, the first process will get the chance until it completes, right? So like that all the processes will get the chance. So we can demonstrate the situation like this. We have three queues, Q0, Q1 and Q2. Time quantum for Q0 is 8 milliseconds. Time quantum for Q1 is 12 milliseconds. Then Q2 is first come first serve. So we will start with the initial process, that is P1, right? So P1 will start the execution, right, for 8 milliseconds. So when P1 goes for 8 milliseconds, during that period what happens? Then at 5 milliseconds P2 arrives to where? That is to Q0, right? So Q0 again it is filled, but still P1 is not completed. P1 has another 4 milliseconds remaining. So according to the multi-level feedback queue, P1 will be put back into Q1 because we need to complete P1 after giving another 4 milliseconds. So we put P1 back to Q1 and then the CPU will start executing P2. So P1 will be put back and start P2. So P2 will go for another 8 milliseconds. So P2 has a long burst time, that is 45 milliseconds. So now what is the situation? So during 16 milliseconds, there are no processors arriving to the ready queue, right? You can see there's a big gap between P2 and P3. Arrival time, there's a big gap, right? So therefore, P1 will has executed, P2 has executed. Now the situation after 16 milliseconds, there's a process that is P1 is available in Q1. So the CPU will first check whether there are any processors at Q0. If there are, then CPU will give the chance to Q0. If there are no processors at Q0, then it will check on Q1. So here the situation is like this. There are no processors at Q0, then the CPU will check on Q1. Q1 has a process, that is P1. So the CPU will give the chance to P1 to execute. So to give P1 the chance, P2 will be put back into the Q1 queue again, right? Because there are still remaining time for P2. So now we can start execution for P1. P1 will get 12 milliseconds, but after 4 milliseconds, P1 will complete, right? After 4 milliseconds, P1 will complete. Right? So still, even at 12 milliseconds, there are no new processors arriving to the Q0, right? So there are no processors arriving to Q0. So now what is the situation again? So Q0 is empty, Q1 has P2. So the CPU will give the chance to P2. So P2 will execute for 12 milliseconds, 20 to 32 milliseconds. So what happens during that period? Another two processors, that is P3 and P4, will arrive to the ready queue. Right? So now P2 has more burst time to complete, right? Then we have to remove P2 from the CPU and then put back into Q2, right? Because earlier it was in Q1. Now still P2 cannot complete, so we put back P2 into Q2. Then again the CPU will check in the order, that is Q0. Q0 has two processors, P3 and P4. So P3 will get the chance. P3 will complete at 35 milliseconds. Why? Because P3 is a small process. 3 milliseconds is the burst time. So P3 can complete, right? So during 32 to 35, P5 arrives to the ready queue again, right? So we have P5, a new process. So now again the CPU will check on Q0. Q0 has P4 next. P4 will get the execution. So when P4 completes the given time quantum for 8 milliseconds, still P4 can't complete. So we have to put back P4 into Q1. So during 35 to 43 milliseconds, we have P6, the new process arriving into the ready queue again. That is for Q0. Right. So now the CPU will give the chance to P5, right? Sorry. So P5 will get the chance, P4 will be put back into Q1. Still P5 cannot complete, so P5 will be put back to Q1 and then P6 can start, right? So we can start P6. So P6 will go for another 8 milliseconds. P6 also cannot be completed. So we have to put back P6 and then start P4 because we have to put back P6 into Q1 as well as we can start P4. P4 has another 14 milliseconds. So P4 will be given another 12 milliseconds and still P4 cannot complete. So we have to put back P4 to first come first serve and we can start P5. So we put back P4, then we start P5. So P5 again will go for 12 milliseconds, still P5 cannot complete. So we have to put back P5 and then we can start P6. So P6 can complete, right? P6 can complete because earlier P6 had only 7 milliseconds. In Q1 we will give 12 milliseconds. So P6 can complete. Then now the situation we have is Q0 is empty, Q1 is also empty. Then we have processors in Q2. Q2 will be given first come first serve. So which process came first to Q2, that is P2. So P2 requires another 25 milliseconds and P2 will get the required burst time. So P2 completes after having 25 milliseconds. And then we have P4. P4 requires another 2 milliseconds. P4 completes. Then we have P5, that is the only process remaining, requires another 12 milliseconds. So P5 completes. Right? So that is the operation of multi-level feedback queue. So do you have any questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, now you can start the calculation. So we can calculate the response time, waiting time, and the turnaround. So start calculating. So I will give you around 10 minutes for the calculation. Then we can discuss.